Good evening. I just want to spend a few minutes just to introduce myself to many of you that I've not had a chance yet to meet face to face, especially since that I was hired kind of at the last minute going into the school year. Actually, just hired on the first day in which teachers reported on that Wednesday, which is the same night that we had the open house at the middle school. So many of you have not had the opportunity to meet and just kind of introduce myself with, so I thought I would do it in this manner. Also, the reason for this is to share some things about where you might find information regarding what's going on in my class on a day-to-day basis, just in case a student is sick, B, you plan to take a nice vacation, or C, unforeseen circumstances that kind of arise, and you need to address those, and that means that your child won't be in class potentially for a day or more. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to share some information regarding what happens in my class, as well as where you can find that information if any one of those situations does arise throughout the course of the year. So first, a little bit about myself. I have spent 14 years teaching, spent most of my career, well, actually all of my career, I should say, in Hamilton, just up the road. Taught at the middle school there, and then helped to develop just 4 years ago an outdoor-based, nature-based program called Stream School. So I come with a wealth of experience, both in the science and math realm, along with just an overall excitement to be teaching in the district in which I call home. My wife has taught at the high school here in Otsego now for 15 years. My two children, both Zoe and Brendan, are currently attending Washington Street Elementary, right across the parking lot, both from my wife and I. So I'm really excited to be home. I want to bring my experience and my love of science and math to the students in which live in the same community that I call home as well. So with that being said, let me share a little bit about the information that you see on your screen right now. This is my homepage. And as I already mentioned, I'll be teaching both math and science this year. So on my homepage, I have a link to all the information that regards what's happening in my science classroom. And then over on the other side, I have a link to information that's happening in my math classroom. So some of you have students that I see both for math and science, and others just have for one or the other. So let me share where you can find some information about both realms, both math and science. First, let me talk about the science world. Once you click on the link for the science homepage, which I will include this link directly in the email which I'm sending out to you, you'll see exactly what's happening on a day-to-day basis, Monday, Tuesday, and so on and so forth throughout the course of the year. And then on each day I put links to the information in which students are working on. You can simply click on any of these links and you'll find out exactly what students are working on and where they should be as we go throughout this. What I also mentioned was the way I set up my class is I like to pre-record notes so that if a student were to be absent, they have access to it just like the students that I have in my class have access to it. And the reason why I do this is for a number of reasons. Number one, students, while we're trying to take notes in class, sometimes can't keep up with the pace. So a lot of times you'll have a student that can keep up and write really, really fast and collect all the information that I'm sharing in class. Well, you may have some that are a little bit slower and some that can't keep up at all. So what this allows, by having all of the notes that we're doing in class to be pre-recorded, allows students to hit the pause button, allows them to fast forward or rewind to go over content in which they don't quite understand all that well. So as an example, I'll click on one of these links that you can see right here, and what will happen is it's just going to simply open up, and the link is directly available through this, and students can watch and hear what's actually taking place.
We're watching video E4.P2-7, which is activity 12, cloud in a jar. All right.
So what this allows, again, is if anybody were to be absent, gone, going to be taking a vacation, or unforeseen circumstances come up, it always allows students the ability to access what was happening in class on that particular day or within a particular unit. So it makes it so we have, or at least I have, less to play catch up with regarding the students and what they may or may not have missed over the course of time. In the math world, the same thing exists. So those of you that have me for math, then you're going to see the same type of setup where you're going to see the day, you're going to see what the activity may be that we're working on in that particular day, and you will also still have access to click on the links for that particular information so you can see what it is that we did and how it is that we did it. At this point, I haven't quite yet caught up because just kind of getting acquainted to the middle school and literally just trying to get my feet on the ground. I'm kind of surviving day to day at this point. I've yet to create the videos that will link directly to the math content. But if there was ever that case, and I've yet to experience this so far this year, but if there was that case where a student acknowledged that they were in need of some assistance or they were going to be gone for a couple days, I would then jump on and get ahead of myself to make that available to them. So this is just another way in which I communicate not only with the students in my class, but also with parents at home as well through this screen recording software. So with that being said, I want to just let you know that if there's anything that you ever have a question about, do not hesitate to email me or call the middle school office, and we can set up a time to sit down face to face to discuss anything that you have questions about, concerns, or just want to just kind of pick my brain about some things that you're curious about as to what's going on in the classroom. So with that being said, I'm really grateful for the opportunity that the superintendent of Otsego Public Schools has given me, Jeff Haas, as well as the others that were in the process of the decision making that brought me to Otsego. But I'm excited to be home. I'm excited to have an impact on the students that live in the community that I call home, and I look forward to having an opportunity to sit down and talk with each and every one of you face to face at the upcoming parent-teacher conferences. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to hit respond to the email that I'm sending out to all of you. Have a great week.